Hello everyone. Today we will talk about performance management leadership. Coaching is a dynamic and collaborative process where managers actively engage with their direct reports to enhance performance. This interaction goes beyond mere supervision. It involves motivating, directing, and rewarding employees to foster growth. Effective coaching is not a one-time event, but rather an ongoing responsibility that entails observing daily performance, recognizing achievements, and helping to address areas needing improvement. It emphasizes long-term development, ensuring that employees progress according to their development plans. A crucial aspect of successful coaching involves establishing a trusting relationship between the coach and the employee. This is especially important in diverse cultural contexts, such as with expatriates or in global organizations, where cultural differences can impact communication and understanding. A positive relationship encourages open discussions about these differences, allowing for adaptive performance management practices that support both individual and team development. The rise in coaching's importance among organizations, particularly since the mid-1990s, is fueled by several factors. With a tight labor market and the impending retirement of baby boomers, organizations are increasingly recognizing the value of employee development over hiring replacements. Moreover, many managers may lack the necessary skills and time to conduct effective performance management, leading them to seek external consultants for feedback and development. The focus on coaching is not limited to large corporations. Small and medium-sized enterprises also benefit significantly from it, as evidenced by studies showing that coaching can be transformational for managers in these organizations. Empirical research supports the effectiveness of coaching, revealing that managers with strong coaching skills can significantly enhance team performance and goal attainment. For instance, coaching can help clarify roles within a team, thereby reducing ambiguity about responsibilities and leading to improved outcomes. Additionally, coaching is perceived positively in diverse contexts, with various studies indicating that it contributes to both task performance and the proactive career behaviors of employees. In essence, successful coaching requires a commitment from managers to foster a trusting, collaborative environment. This relationship is built on active listening, empathy, and recognizing the employee's unique identity. Coaching is not merely about instruction, but also about facilitating self-directed growth where employees take the lead in their development. A strong coaching relationship encourages employees to embrace their whole selves at work, resulting in greater engagement and job satisfaction. The role of the coach is to facilitate the employee's growth, guiding them to set their own goals and development plans. Effective coaching includes providing advice, guidance, and support, while also ensuring that employees build confidence and develop competencies for future responsibilities. This comprehensive approach to coaching involves specific actions, such as establishing development objectives, maintaining open communication, motivating employees, and providing constructive feedback. Legendary leaders, such as Jack Welch of General Electric, exemplify these coaching principles. Welch engaged directly with employees, set clear expectations, celebrated achievements, and addressed performance issues through ongoing communication. His approach illustrates the profound impact coaching can have on an organization by nurturing a culture of accountability and continuous improvement. Reflecting on the practices of renowned leaders like Welch invites consideration of how coaching principles can be integrated within different organizational contexts. Comparing these methods to those of current or past CEOs highlights potential gaps in engagement and development practices. Implementing missing coaching functions and behaviors could foster a more robust performance management culture and enhance both employee satisfaction and organizational success. Coaching styles play a crucial role in how managers interact with their teams and influence employee development. Each manager's personality and behavioral tendencies shape their approach, resulting in 4 main coaching styles: driver, persuader, amiable, and analyzer. Driver style. The driver style is characterized by authoritative guidance, where the coach explicitly tells employees what actions to take. For instance, when advising an employee on customer interaction, a driver would assertively instruct, "You must talk to the customer this way." Drivers tend to be assertive, quick in their speech, and focused on tasks and factual information, often revealing little about their personal emotions. While this style can effectively convey necessary directives, it may come across as rigid if not balanced with empathy. Persuader style. In contrast, the persuader style aims to sell the desired behavior to the employee by explaining its benefits. A persuader would emphasize how effective customer communication supports both organizational goals and the employee's personal growth. Persuaders are also assertive but engage in more expressive body language and focus on interpersonal relationships. They share personal feelings and seek to build rapport, which can motivate employees to embrace change more willingly. Amiable style. The amiable coaching style prioritizes harmony and employee satisfaction. Coaches adopting this style typically direct actions based on what feels right, often using emotional reasoning rather than strictly objective criteria. They tend to be less assertive, speak slowly, and encourage open communication by making many conditional statements. While amiable coaches foster a supportive environment, their lack of assertiveness may result in indecisiveness, potentially hindering performance improvement. Analyzer style. Lastly, the analyzer coaching style is logical and methodical, relying heavily on established rules and procedures. For example, an analyzer might encourage a specific way to handle customer interactions by stating, "This is outlined in the manual." Analyzers focus on tasks and facts, similar to drivers, but lack the assertiveness needed to drive immediate action. Their approach ensures that recommendations are based on systematic analysis, but can come off as impersonal. The best coaching style. Determining the most effective coaching style is not straightforward. Each style has its merits, and no single approach is universally superior. Instead, effective performance management requires a flexible approach. Managers must navigate between providing direction, persuading employees, showing empathy, and adhering to established protocols based on the situation and the individuals involved. Ineffective coaching often stems from an exclusive reliance on one style, which can lead to a mismatch between the coach's approach and the employee's needs. Studies show that over half of employees report dissatisfaction with coaching due to this lack of alignment. In contrast, adaptive coaches who can switch between different styles based on situational demands tend to foster better employee development. The coaching process consists of several key stages, which collectively guide the development of employees. These stages ensure that coaching is structured, effective, and aligned with individual and organizational goals. Setting developmental goals. Identifying developmental activities and needed resources. Implementing developmental activities. Observing and documenting developmental behaviors and results. Giving feedback. We will discuss each element in the following slides. Setting developmental goals. The first step in the coaching process involves setting developmental goals. These goals are fundamental to the employee's developmental plan and should be reasonable and attainable. It is crucial to base these goals on a thorough analysis of the employee's strengths and areas for improvement. Additionally, the goals should take into consideration both short-term and long-term career aspirations. By clearly defining what needs to be achieved, both the coach and the employee can establish a focused direction for development. Identifying developmental activities and resources. Once goals are set, the next step is to identify developmental activities and resources that will aid in achieving these goals. This involves determining what specific actions the employee can take to develop the necessary skills and competencies. Activities may vary widely, including on-the-job training, practical experiences that allow employees to learn in real-world situations, courses, formal educational opportunities that provide structured learning, self-guided studying, individual efforts to gain knowledge through books, online resources, or other materials, mentoring, partnerships with experienced individuals who can offer guidance and advice, conferences or trade shows, events that provide exposure to new ideas, industry trends, and networking opportunities, job rotation, temporary assignments in different roles to broaden experience and perspectives, leadership roles in organizations, opportunities to develop leadership skills through active participation in professional, trade, or non-profit organizations. These activities not only support skill acquisition, but also engage employees in varied experiences that can enhance their overall professional development. Observation and documentation of developmental behaviors and results. The coaching process involves observing and documenting developmental behaviors and results, which is critical for effective employee development. However, both intentional and unintentional errors can occur during this observation and evaluation phase. For instance, a manager may make a halo error by assuming that if an employee excels in one area, like improving technical skills, they are also successful in another unrelated area, like customer service. Therefore, it's essential to focus specifically on behaviors and results tied directly to developmental goals. To gain a comprehensive understanding, data collection should include various sources, such as emails, memos, peer observations, and supervisor notes. Despite the importance of these observations, managers often face constraints that complicate their ability to monitor employee progress. Constraints in observation. Time constraints. Managers may be too busy to track employee progress, leading to delays in reviewing developmental goals. Situational constraints. In many cases, managers cannot witness employees during their developmental activities, such as online courses, preventing them from gathering first-hand evaluations. In these scenarios, peer input can be invaluable. Activity constraints. Some activities, particularly those that are unstructured, like independent reading, may only allow for assessment after the fact, making real-time feedback challenging. Addressing constraints. To effectively observe and evaluate performance, it's vital for managers to implement strategies that mitigate these constraints. Recommendations include good communication plan. Clearly articulate the benefits of development plans to enhance managerial buy-in and understanding. Training. Provide managers with training to minimize observational errors, rater error training. Create a shared understanding of successful developmental activities, frame of reference training, and enhance accurate performance observation, Behavioral observation training. Motivating managers for development. The motivation for managers to invest in employee development varies. Some managers naturally lean towards nurturing others, while others may not see the immediate benefits of such investment. It is crucial for managers to recognize the positive outcomes of effective employee development, such as improved performance metrics, team morale, and overall organizational success. Importance of documentation. Documenting an employee's progress toward developmental goals is essential for several reasons. Minimize cognitive load. Documentation helps managers manage the complexity of evaluating performance, reducing memory-related errors. Create trust. Clear, documented evaluations foster transparency and trust, ensuring decisions are accepted based on tangible information. Plan for the future. Comprehensive documentation allows managers to base future developmental plans on factual discussions rather than assumptions. Provide legal protection. Accurate records of developmental opportunities help protect organizations against potential discrimination claims. Historical legal cases underscore the importance of documentation in performance management. Insufficient documentation can leave organizations vulnerable to litigation, while thorough records can validate claims of fair treatment or highlight discriminatory practices. Recommendations for effective documentation. To improve the documentation process, managers should consider the following guidelines. Be specific. Include precise examples and outcomes rather than vague statements. Use adjectives sparingly. Limit evaluative language to avoid ambiguity around performance levels. Balance positives and negatives. Document instances of both high and low performance for a well-rounded view. Focus on job-related information. Ensure documentation pertains directly to developmental activities and job performance. Be comprehensive. Cover all relevant performance aspects over the entire review period, not just selected instances. Standardize procedures. Use uniform methods for documenting performance across all employees. Describe observable behavior and results. Use objective language that highlights specific actions and outcomes rather than subjective judgments. Okay, now giving feedback. Giving feedback is a crucial aspect of the coaching process, as it provides employees with information about their past performance to improve future results. While feedback often focuses on past actions, it also plays an essential role in shaping future performance, a concept sometimes referred to as feed-forward. Feedback serves several vital purposes. Builds confidence and self-efficacy. Positive feedback reinforces an employee's belief in their abilities. When employees receive praise, it enhances their self-efficacy, their belief in their capability to succeed in specific tasks. If employees feel they can improve, they are more likely to engage in the effort necessary for better performance. Develops competence. Clear communication about what was done correctly and what needs improvement helps employees gain the information needed to enhance their skills. Constructive feedback guides them in avoiding past mistakes. Enhances engagement. Feedback fosters a deeper understanding of an employee's role within the organization, contributing to higher levels of engagement and commitment. The cost of not providing feedback. Failing to deliver feedback can lead to several issues. Missed opportunities for improvement. Employees might not recognize areas needing development. Chronic poor performance. Without feedback, employees may continue to perform at substandard levels, unaware of their shortcomings. Inaccurate perceptions. Employees might develop flawed views about their performance, believing they are doing well when they are not. Enhancing the effectiveness of feedback. To maximize the positive impacts of feedback, consider the following suggestions. Timeliness. Give feedback as soon after the performance event as possible. Immediate feedback is more meaningful and relevant. Frequency. Provide regular feedback, ideally daily, especially in an environment focused on continuous improvement. Specificity. Focus on particular behaviors and results rather than general traits, ensuring clarity about what was observed. Verifiability. Use accurate, factual information rather than assumptions or rumors to enhance credibility. Consistency. Ensure feedback is consistent over time, avoiding extreme variations between praise and criticism. Privacy. Deliver feedback in a private setting to prevent embarrassment, regardless of whether it is positive or constructive. Consequences. Explain the ramifications of the observed behaviors to help employees understand their significance to the organization. Descriptive first, evaluative second. Start by describing the behavior before making evaluations. This approach minimizes defensiveness. Performance continuum. Frame feedback in terms of a performance spectrum, highlighting both good and poor behaviors. Pattern identification. Focus on consistent performance patterns rather than isolated incidents to provide a more comprehensive perspective. Confidence building. Express confidence in the employee's ability to improve. This encouragement bolsters their self-efficacy. Advice and idea generation. Encourage employees to contribute their ideas on how to improve, making them active participants in their development. Example of effective feedback. Consider a vignette where Alexandra, a manager, provides feedback to Caleb, a retail employee. She acknowledges Caleb's strengths while pointing out areas for improvement in his sales technique. Here's how the exchange illustrates effective feedback. Alexandra. Caleb, great job assisting the customer in finding her jeans. Thanks for your effort. Caleb. Thanks, Alexandra. Alexandra. I'd like to review the sale. You did well, but you missed some steps in the process. Last week, we talked about adding items and collecting customer info. What do you think you could do to include those steps next time? This feedback exemplifies several effective practices. Specificity. Alexandra pinpoints what Caleb did well and what needs improvement. Timeliness. Feedback is given immediately after the transaction. Encouragement. She expresses confidence in Caleb's ability to improve. Collaborative. Alexandra invites Caleb to share ideas on enhancing his performance. Okay. Now giving praise. Effective feedback should encompass both positive and negative aspects of performance. While many people feel more comfortable offering praise than constructive criticism, it's essential that praise is delivered thoughtfully to maximize its benefit for future performance. Guidelines for effective praise. Sincerity. Praise must be genuine and warranted. If employees receive praise that isn't deserved, they may lose the ability to recognize when a change in behavior is necessary. Specificity. Praise should focus on specific behaviors or results and be contextualized so employees understand what actions to repeat. For example, Naomi, thanks for providing excellent service to our client. Your efforts helped us renew our contract for another 2 years. This is exactly what our group needs to achieve our goals this year. Delivery. Take the time to express praise sincerely, avoiding a rushed or embarrassed demeanor. This demonstrates the importance of the feedback you're providing. Positive framing. Avoid ambiguous language that refers to the absence of negative actions, such as not bad or better than last time. Instead, use clear positive statements like, I like the way you handled that. Giving constructive feedback. Constructive feedback is essential in any organizational setting, signifying that an employee's performance has not met established standards. While often referred to as negative feedback, the term constructive is preferred for its positive and forward-looking implications. The primary aim of delivering constructive feedback is to support employees in enhancing their performance, rather than to punish or embarrass them. Ignoring the need for such feedback can have detrimental effects on the organization. High-performing individuals may leave if poor performance is tolerated, while mediocre employees may stay, knowing they are not held accountable. This dynamic can seriously degrade an organization's culture and its standing in the market. Despite the necessity of addressing performance issues, many managers feel uncomfortable giving constructive feedback. This discomfort can stem from various factors, including the potential for negative reactions from employees, such as defensiveness or anger. Managers might also worry about damaging their relationships with team members. Past experiences with receiving constructive feedback can further contribute to this hesitance, as it can be uncomfortable and emotionally difficult. The perception of giving feedback as playing an all-knowing role can also deter managers from acting decisively, as can the need for irrefutable evidence before addressing performance problems. When managers avoid providing feedback, a feedback gap emerges, where communication breaks down and performance issues escalate unchecked. This gap can lead to a situation where employees mistakenly believe their performance is satisfactory. By the time performance issues are finally addressed, it may be too late for constructive coaching to be effective. Instead, feedback often comes as a punitive response rather than an opportunity for growth. This highlights the importance of providing timely constructive feedback when performance issues are still manageable, thus allowing for behavioral changes that can lead to improvement. Constructive feedback is most effective when it focuses on specific, changeable behaviors rather than aspects beyond an employee's control. Employees are more likely to accept and respond positively to feedback when it comes from a credible and trustworthy manager who genuinely aims to support their growth. Clear, calm communication that utilizes factual data enhances the effectiveness of feedback, making it more actionable and meaningful for the employee. Furthermore, taking a strengths-based approach shifts the focus from weaknesses to leveraging existing strengths, encouraging employees to build on what they do well. Feedback reactions may also vary across generational lines, affecting preferences and perceptions of feedback. Younger employees, such as millennials and Generation Z, tend to adopt a more future-oriented perspective, focusing on skill acquisition and career development, while older generations, like baby boomers, may prioritize social relationships and positive emotional experiences in the workplace. Understanding these generational differences can help managers tailor their feedback approach, ensuring it aligns with employees' expectations and drives better engagement. In situations where feedback does not lead to performance improvement, managers may have to resort to disciplinary measures. This process can begin with a verbal warning, progressing to written warnings and potentially termination. An intermediate step that has shown promise is the decision-making leave, where an employee takes a paid day off to reflect on their position within the organization. This allows employees to consider their commitment without affecting their financial situation and promotes accountability for their actions. If the disciplinary route must be taken, communication during this process is critical. It's vital to articulate the reasons for concerns clearly and outline expectations moving forward. Transformative practices, such as showing respect, allowing time for emotional responses, and ensuring confidentiality, can help mitigate the discomfort of these conversations. All employees deserve to be treated with dignity, regardless of the circumstances of their exit. By fostering a respectful environment and avoiding common pitfalls, such as ignoring poor performance or failing to consult HR, managers can ensure that disciplinary actions are effective and fair. Coaching, development, and performance review meetings. Performance management is a dual role that often places leaders in an uncomfortable position. They must balance their responsibilities as both evaluators and coaches, judging employee performance while simultaneously guiding them through improvement processes. This dichotomy can create anxiety, as managers may dread delivering bad news and anticipate negative reactions from employees. The inherent tension in these meetings is often compounded by the risk of unexpected surprises for employees, potentially leading to defensive behaviors. To mitigate these challenges, it is usually beneficial to separate performance-related meetings. This approach reduces the element of surprise and allows for clearer, more focused discussions. For instance, separating meetings related to performance evaluation, compensation, and developmental planning ensures that each topic receives the attention it deserves. Performance management systems typically incorporate multiple meetings, including system inauguration, self-appraisal, classical performance review, merit/salary review, developmental plan discussions, and objective setting. While not all organizations conduct each of these meetings separately, clearly delineating their purposes helps enhance effectiveness. Prior to a performance review meeting, performance management leaders should prepare thoroughly. Providing at least 2 weeks' notice allows employees to understand the meeting's purpose and prepare accordingly. Additionally, scheduling sufficient time in a private setting helps underscore the significance of the discussion. During the meeting, it is crucial to begin by clearly explaining its purpose and the topics to be covered. Employees should be encouraged to express their perspectives through self-appraisals, enabling supervisors to facilitate a two-way communication dynamic. The progression of a typical performance review meeting starts with the employee summarizing their accomplishments. This phase allows supervisors to listen actively rather than contradicting the employee. Following that, supervisors present performance data and rationale, highlighting areas of agreement before addressing discrepancies. This structured approach helps establish common ground and minimizes defensiveness. Depth discussions about low performance areas should also explore potential causes, whether they stem from skills gaps, lack of motivation, or external factors. A critical component of these discussions is developing a robust developmental plan. Once supervisors and employees agree on performance ratings, they should collaboratively identify actionable steps for improvement. Concluding the meeting with a summary from the employee ensures alignment and clarity about future expectations. Discussing the link between performance and rewards is essential, along with scheduling follow-up meetings to monitor progress and reinforce accountability. While performance review meetings possess immense potential for fostering growth and strengthening supervisor-employee relationships, they often fail to fulfill these roles due to defensive reactions. Recognizing when an employee is defensive can manifest through fight responses, such as blaming or aggressive behavior, or flight responses, where employees disengage from the conversation. To prevent or manage defensiveness, supervisors should focus on building rapport and fostering an empathetic meeting environment. Creating an atmosphere conducive to open dialogue involves ensuring privacy, minimizing interruptions, and emphasizing two-way communication. Supervisors should make an effort to empathize with employees' situations and remain open to alternative viewpoints. Additionally, they must observe verbal and nonverbal cues that may signal discomfort or further clarification needs. Framing the meeting positively, as a developmental opportunity instead of a punitive encounter, can also mitigate defensiveness. However, defensiveness may still arise in some cases. Supervisors should acknowledge employees' feelings and allow them to express their frustrations. If communication becomes untenable, pausing the discussion can provide employees the necessary time to regroup. For example, suggesting a break when emotions run high can facilitate better communication later.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to channel.